G'day and welcome back to the channel, Ginger Ninja's Movie Reviews. I am the Ginger Ninja and these are my Trashy Tuesday movie reviews. If you're new to my channel, thank you very much for tuning in, stopping by and checking it out. If you're wondering what we're looking at today, well, we're looking at something called Inseminoid from 1981. Yeah. The film was directed by Norman J. Warren and stars Robin Clark, Jennifer Ashley, Stephanie Beacham, and Judy Geeson. The plot. A crew of interplanetary archaeologists is threatened when an alien creature impregnates one of their members, causing her to turn homicidal and murder them one by one. Okay, so when it comes to trashy films, how can you not go past a title like this? I mean, Inseminoid. It just screams trashiness of epic proportions. It's a low-budget British sci-fi horror film that wears its alien influences clearly on its sleeve, but while it does that, it carves out a sleazier, more exploitative identity of its own. It's not a subtle sci-fi film. This is one of those movies where subtlety is left behind before the opening credits finish rolling. This is a sci-fi flick that kicks the door in and refuses to apologize. So let's get comfy and look at Inseminoid. Man, I wonder how that's not going to get easier to say, is it? Kicking it off with the cast, and Judy Geeson leads the cast as Sandy, and credit where credit is due, she commits to the role hard. Once her character has a very unpleasant run-in with an alien, the movie turns into a full-blown nightmare machine. She goes from scientist to feral slasher faster than the script can actually explain it, but she sells every second of her descent into madness. The supporting cast, including Robin Clark and Stephanie Beacham, delivers serviceable performances, though a lot of the characters are thinly written and they exist largely to serve the film's escalating body count. And look, while the acting isn't subtle, it fits the pulpy grindhouse tone the film is clearly aiming for.
Hang on! How long have we got? I don't know.
Moving on to the directing and the writing, and look, director Norman J. Warren knows exactly what kind of movie he's making, and he isn't tasteful about it. He leans all the way into the sleaze, gore, and shock, keeping the pace moving so you don't have time to ask too many questions. The direction is messy and it is occasionally awkward, but there is an undeniable grindhouse energy that holds it all together and makes it work. The writing, though, is where Inseminoid really splits audiences. On one hand, it presents a very intriguing premise. You've got scientific exploration, alien reproduction, and the breakdown of humanity in an isolated environment. On the other hand, the writing leans heavily into exploitation, often at the expense of character development and thematic depth. The dialogue is functional rather than memorable, and many of the plot developments feel rather rushed or unexplored. The film's central concept had potential for deeper commentary on bodily autonomy and trauma, but instead it kind of prioritizes shock value and sensationalism. Now onto the effects. And look, this is where Inseminoid, still not getting used to saying that, but it definitely earns its cult status here, and that is with the special effects. For a low-budget early 80s film, the practical effects are nasty, they're sticky, and they're gloriously excessive. There is a scene with an open stomach wound and there's like guts hanging out. It looks fantastic. It really does, and it still holds up. And that gore is messy in a way that only old school practical effects can be. And the creature work is somewhat limited. And you did see an image behind me previously of the video cover where it had that alien. it looks good. It's the alien itself is like this bug-eyed, creepy looking thing, and it just oozes sleaze. And it's got this raw charm that CGI can never replicate. And I've mentioned that before. This is gross. It's uncomfortable. And honestly, that's the whole point of it. However, the effects in this film are limited, especially those type of effects. It's not an out and out gore fest, but when it does come to the effects, they do stand out. Rewatchability. I saw this one on the video shelves growing up, and I was always wanting to see it, but I never did. I mean, look at that cover. Like, what young kid is going to go up and hire that one out, really? Yeah. But now that I have, will I watch it again? I honestly do not know. I got to put this down as a maybe. Final verdict. Inseminoid, and hopefully that's the last time I have to say this, is not a good film in the traditional sense. It is a fascinating one though. It stands out as a snapshot of early 80s sci-fi horror. Excess, ugly, provocative, and utterly uncompromising. For cult cinema enthusiasts and fans of exploitation horror, it's a grimy and unforgettable experience. For everyone else, it's shock and revulsion. But isn't that why we watch these films? Overall, for a score, Inseminoid, last time I'm saying it, gets a 6 out of 10. And there you have it. That is my review of the film. Have you seen this film? If you have, let me know what you thought of it down in the comments below, because I am keen to hear your thoughts on this one. If you haven't seen it though, are you going to go and hunt it down and check it out? I'd be keen to hear if you do, because like I said, this is a very divisive film. Like back in the day, it got a lot of heat for its, yeah. Anyway, look, thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already, please do hit that thumbs up button. It'd be much appreciated. And if you've listened to me ramble on about this film for so long and you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. And of course, hit that notification bell so you're notified every time I do release a new review. Obviously, we do have Trashy Tuesdays. I am looking at trashy films. We've also got Franchise Fridays. I do have my shorts, my 60-second quick takes where I do quick movie reviews of just films that I watched during the week. And we've also got a few other things coming up on the channel that I'm really excited about. Hopefully you will be too. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. Have a great day.